Hello, everybody, and welcome to Lucky City Sentai Denzicaster, your weekly look into the wonderful world of Tokusatsu. I'm your host, Mike, and this week I am joined by
William.
Sam.
Now, we're going to skip something that we would typically do whenever someone joins us for the first time, and that is we would typically ask Sam about what got her into Tokusatsu.
Actually, not alcohol this time.
Yes, for neither of them, obviously. They both are drinking some caffeine because apparently we had to, for Sam to come over here for our taping, we had to get her up before 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday.
I like to sleep.
Yes, which is apparently an inconvenience. So
I've just been up since 5. So.
yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to skip grilling Sam and getting her how she got into Toku and all that because this is the first time you're seeing her on the network. This is not the first episode she has recorded with us. So check out in the coming weeks when we start doing a little side project we're calling Denzicaster Ladies Choice, which is taking a look at Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon with Sam and Larissa. So,
And eventually will.
and eventually will. If enough of you people want that to happen. There's a comment section down below.
No way in hell.
If you want that to happen, you need to let us know because I think even William Harrison, the world's angriest black man, one of the hosts of Chopsaki Cinema, would bow to the will of the people.
Make it happen. Make it happen.
So, express in brief your hatred for Sailor Moon. Can you do it in less than 30 seconds?
No, I cannot. I
So-
honestly cannot.
There are not enough words in the English language.
Oh no, there's enough words in the English language. I'm just saying, no, I can't really do it in 30 seconds.
So,
Something about like fiery passion of a million white hot suns. I'm just saying.
okay. Well, fair enough. So today we are taking a look at episodes 3 and 4 of Choujuu Sentai Liveman. This is the show that won the poll, folks. You guys decided what we were going to watch next, and you have chosen Liveman. Thank you guys so very much for voting and jumping to our Facebook page. When we get done with this show, we'll do this all over again, and you guys are going to be picking what we watch here on Denzicaster for the foreseeable future. And stay tuned, possibly the same day this goes up, for announcement of our next 24-hour live stream, and it will be the first one we do here on YouTube, where you guys get to pick everything we watch, not just Denzicaster, but it is a combined effort of Denzicaster, Chopsaki Cinema, 8-Star Anime, and even On the Road with JJ, all together under one roof for one 24-hour marathon of whatever in the world you guys decide to subject us to.
I'm curious about the JJ one.
Yeah,
Well, it'll be wrestling stuff.
No. I'm still curious about like what would be picked or what would be offered. Or
Probably some.
Ow.
I'm imagining there would be a number of Ultimate Warrior matches. Perhaps the Shockmaster. So a number of things I imagine would somehow get involved.
Okay.
Perhaps at least one or two really bad WCW pay-per-views. So, but it all depends.
There's a few of those.
There are more than a few.
he could do a
It's trying to
history
be
of wrestling.
nice.
Or, no.
What?
Go for it.
I was just saying he could do like a funny version of the history of wrestling, and from Highlander. I was watching how the wrestlers used to be to what they are now.
Oh yeah. Very, very interesting. So it could be pretty cool to do. So, folks, we'll jump in here to our discussion of these two episodes of Live Man. If you want to see what we thought of episodes 1 and 2, you're going to need to jump back in the archives a little bit because we've already discussed those two when we were doing the lead up to our vote. So looking at these two episodes of Live Man, we'll give sort of a brief synopsis. Episode 3, we wind up getting to see sort of a focus episode on a villain, which is not typical for Super Sentai to do focus episodes on the bad guys early on rather than the good guys, but they're almost pairing them off. So we have a focus episode on Dr. Obler at the same time, and it's him transforming his body and gaining his monster form through this virus monster.
His full monster form.
Yes.
Because he kind of has like
He's
small
got the
parts
face,
of it.
yeah.
He's got the face. He's got the face for it.
Yeah. At the same time, it's also a focus on Joe, our Yellow Ranger in this series, the Yellow Lion. And then we have episode 4, which focuses on a plot of Dr. Mazinda, our female villainess, she of all the various body part guns, and her introducing the Dummy Man as a new weapon to the Brain Army Volt's arsenal. At the same time, she is paired off with Megumi, the Blue Dolphin, or Blue Ranger in Live Man. So it's sort of a development story for her and showing that she can take charge and lead at the same time showing off Mazinda. And so that's more or less the gist of the episodes, just getting to know the characters and the different things at their disposal. So neither of these two had seen any Live Man. Well, Will had seen some Live Man, but Sam had not before today, and Will had not rewatched any of it before today. So, general first impressions, because you guys have now seen with us the first 4 episodes. So, first impressions of Live Man.
I think I originally saw the first 2 episodes of Live Man, and I still like it.
Okay.
I mean, I liked it originally, and I actually liked the episodes 3 and 4 a lot better than the introductory episodes. Like 1 and 2, yeah.
A lot of people really dig the first 2.
Oh, I like those as introductions, but as far as like trying to develop story and character development, I like 3 and 4 because I like that whole thing of we're gonna focus on one bad guy, one good guy, and show maybe a correlation between the 2, like Yellow Lion and Dr. Obler. Apparently, he witnessed Obler like try and save a puppy at one point in time when they were first growing up. I guess that's how they kind of became friends or whatever. He knows that he's a good person because of something like that. And then you just saw Megumi and what's her name? Mazinda in the second episode, that you find out that they were roommates at the academy. It's not that they didn't like each other, it was the whole kind of opposing forces, but hey, we're still getting along kind of thing.
Right.
But I like that because I was a big story development kind of person.
First impressions for you, Sam, because not for you people at home, but for Sam, this is the first time she has watched anything Tokusatsu not called Sailor Moon. So,
first 2 episodes, lots of questions. Had to pick it apart. Sorry. Episodes 3 and 4, not so many questions. I could actually follow along pretty well, and just the stories made more sense. And with him, I like how they focused on one hero, one villain at the same time, and how they're tied together. And I'm only assuming one of the future episodes is going to be Red Falcon and the other dude.
yeah, Yusuke and Dr. Count.
Dr.
Yep. So, looking specifically at these 2 episodes.
3 and 4?
Yeah, 3 and 4.
Okay.
What was for you kind of the highlight between these couple episodes? And we know you like the story, but was there something in particular that just stood out to you, that leapt out to you, that you really enjoyed?
Joe showing that he's actually not a douchebag. He actually remembered like his friend or whatever. Because it kind of me, I kind of like got the whole vibe off of like not just Yusuke, but kind of got off that Joe kind of like Dick is just out for revenge kind of thing, and then he remembers, wait, he wasn't always a bad person.
Right.
And so that was something that stood out, as well as Dr. Obler finally getting his form and finally just saying screw it and just embracing the whole dark side of it.
Okay. How about you, Sam? Something that you really dug out of this pair of episodes in particular? I know you had a lot of questions about the first 2, but something that you really enjoyed out of these couple episodes.
I love the introduction of the Dummy Man. It's a very simple weapon, but at the same time, if you think about it, it's actually pretty clever and an undercover weapon that the human population doesn't know about, and they could be destroyed from within if you want to dig deep. So.
Almost sounds like Cylons at that point.
Yes.
So, for myself personally, I probably really dug, as silly as this sounds, I really dug the fact that they dedicated an entire episode. This is 1988 Tokusatsu. I really enjoyed the fact that they dedicated an entire episode to the lead female villain and the lead female hero in the same episode, and they showed that these two have a rivalry, and it's not going to take a backseat to the male characters in the story. They're actually going to get some time and some focus. A lot of times, the tendency had always been to take the female characters in those shows, and they would be just kind of accoutrements. They would be accessories to everything else. We were showing Larissa earlier and Sam the openings of all the different Super Sentai shows, just to give them a kind of a taste of this is all the various stuff we could wind up watching out of Super Sentai. And there's even been at least one Sun Vulcan Super Sentai where there is no female hero. Usually it's one, occasionally it's two. And usually, at least for this time frame, if you saw the heroine get a focus episode, it was either to set her up to be the damsel in distress for the guys to save at the end of the episode, or it was to show that she was competent, not necessarily excelling at what they do, just that she could do it. So to have an episode where they actually focus on those characters and show not simply that it's she's equal to the guys, but that she can excel and she can even do some things the guys can't do. She figures out that Mazinda is involved in the plan in episode 4 because she recognizes a scent.
Yep.
And neither of the two guys picked up on it. She did. So I like that. And she was the only one that had sense when she walks into a room with everyone laughing their butts off in a kitchen and there's gas. She's the only one that realized it's laughing gas. After her two scholarly friends walk into the room. Which I guess is probably the thing I liked least about these two episodes is because realistically, Yusuke, and my apologies for Sweet Pea, one of our felines here, she doesn't necessarily like the angle of our camera, so she's adjusting that at the moment. We're not giving her a producer's credit on this, by the way. But you have in episode 4, Yusuke and Joe more or less look like idiots.
Yes.
Because they rush into a room that's full of gas, obviously full of gas. You can see the room is full of gas. And they wind up
I thought gas was invisible.
just, well, not when it's colored in a smoke-like substance. But you see this, and they just wind up rushing in to see what it is. They don't hold their breath. They don't do anything. They fall victim to it just like everyone else does. So they came down with a case of being stupid.
I feel like they're setting up Megumi to be the brains behind the operations. Well, in that episode.
Yeah, certainly in that episode.
You also get that from the comment they make at the end of it too. So.
Yeah.
So, Sam, what did you look at this and go, oh God, really? What was the bad part of these episodes? Something that you just looked at and didn't care for at all?
The repetition with when they turn the monster into a giant. You think they finally killed them off with the live cannon.
Yeah,
and then
I think it's Biomotion Buster or Biomotion Cannon, one or the other in this show.
And they're like, yes, because normally they're getting their butts kicked, and then they pull out the cannon, and they're like, yes, they win, and then out comes Phantom Man and makes it big, and it's in every episode so far, and it's just like...
It doesn't change.
I hate to disappoint you, but that's part of the Super Sentai formula, and they very rarely break it.
Like, just change the pattern a little bit.
Some shows do. Go Busters, which is 20 years after the fact. Better than that, actually. Go Busters did. There's a handful of other shows that do change it up a little bit.
I remember the American version was the only one I saw. Mighty Morphin broke it up. It was like a rarity when it did it, but like every once in a while.
Every once in a blue moon, they would break it up, and I imagine they'll avoid it occasionally here on Live Man. But
Well, it's more along the lines of like they don't have to get rid of it. It's just like use the cannon, we win. Oh no, he's big. How about just start from the get go? He's big. Let's just forget the cannon for once. It doesn't work.
Here's the one of the things about Super Sentai in general, and
Am I thinking too much again?
no, you're not thinking too much.
You're thinking like an adult.
So, one of the things about Super Sentai is, so there's sort of an age ladder to Tokusatsu.
Mm-hmm.
And Super Sentai, generally speaking, is always aimed at roughly elementary to early middle school age. then when you get to Kamen Rider is usually aimed at upper middle school to high school age. And then once you start getting into adult and such is when you wind up hitting things like Garo and the like. So we are not the target audience for Super Sentai. So there is going to be some repetition and such involved. And, I mean, they got to sell the robots after all. I mean, that's their moneymaker toy.
Yeah.
I was literally just on eBay before we started recording because I was like, you know what? One day I'd really like to get the Morpher from Liveman because it is one of my favorite Super Sentai shows. And the very first thing that popped up was the mecha from the show, the live Robos, $400 today on eBay. So,
That's
anywho,
because there's always someone who will pay
So-
something for something.
yeah, my lovely wife is distracting our cat-like producer, Sweet Pea.
Cat-like producer?
Yes.
How
Does she?
about dictator like cat?
No, right now she's a producer that is occasionally acting like a cat. Yeah. So, well, anything in this just make you go, "Oh Lord, no, please stop"? There has to be something.
There.
He needs more coffee.
No, I really don't.
That was. You used the coffee. I think you did. That was bad coffee. I'm sorry.
Mazinda? I'm so not.
Mazinda?
Mazinda?
Yeah.
The name is.
Dr. Mazinda, some of her weapons are just kind of like, what?
Elbow
Okay.
gun,
The
Elbow gun,
finger gun.
Finger gun.
arm gun.
Yeah, the arm gun. I'm waiting for like leg rocket
Yeah,
or
or-
like knee ballista or some shit like that. I don't know.
There was a show where somebody had a gun in their knee. I don't remember what it was though.
I'm fairly
Probably
certain
not
it
probably.
happens in Live Man eventually. So, so, so basically just her being this all the guns looking weapon kind of thing.
Yeah, that can be cool, but it just seems kind of. I know when this when this was made, and yeah, it still seems kind of cheesy even for then. But I don't know. It just seems like
88. We're in RoboCop territory, aren't we? In
Yeah.
88.
Roughly.
Yeah. So
Thinking comic or first movie.
one or the other. I'm not sure which.
Movie came before the comic, honestly.
Yeah. So
So it would be movie. It'd be first movie.
yeah.
And yeah, RoboCop wasn't cheesy. Trust me, that motherfucker is cheesy. But it was more. You really didn't remember RoboCop for like cheesy. You remembered it for the over the top. Oh God, really? That just exploded on screen kind of violence.
Oh, that's true.
So there's that part.
Yeah, Mazinda's a little over the top,
Yeah, just I
but
don't
Look at
mind.
her headpiece.
Well, yeah, that's true too. But it just seemed like some of her weapons were just kind of like the elbow gun. You really don't need that. And I mean, the arm gun would have been perfectly fine. That she could just use that. She didn't need the finger gun or the elbow gun or whatever gun else they're gonna give her in this. The hand cannon, basically, that would have been perfectly fine. And we
you
got
know,
the point
notice
across.
something I didn't notice before this.
Is that?
She has to put a clip in the finger gun.
Yes, I noticed that too because you hear it click as soon as she like slams her hand in.
Yeah, and you can actually see it.
Yep.
For a split second, she's putting a clip in her hand.
I'm just like,
Attention to accuracy, attention to detail. What can you say? So, what are we looking forward to?
more story development.
Okay.
And hopefully a more progression of the story. How many episodes is this?
I think about 48.
Ooh.
We're going to be here a minute.
Good.
About like we did with Drive. Just hopefully it doesn't take us a year and a half to finish this show. But yeah, story progression. One of the things I mentioned we were watching, and it's something that I'm looking forward to. I haven't watched Live Man all the way through in a while. This is one of the first examples, and the 88 is a time where Tokusatsu is starting to change. Up to this point, it's highly episodic. It's one and done stories.
Yeah, you were saying something about this one's kind of stayed serial for like the first like the the first few episodes.
Yeah, well, realistically, it's serialized all the way up to the point that we're watching right now. Episode 4 picks up where episode 3 leaves off. We see Professor Bias, the big bad guy behind Volt, actually chastising Obler, congratulating him on getting his new form, but you didn't stop the Live Man. And so we actually see that story continuing. Kamen Rider, around the same time, between Black and Black RX, was doing the same thing. They were telling a serialized story. So it was actually a shift in the way they were telling their stories for these shows.
Yeah,
so
they still have the monster of the week kind of thing, but the actual progressive story is still there. I like that.
And I kind of like the fact that they obscure the monster of the week by focusing on one of the 3 doctors. And the monster of the week is more a weapon that doctor brings to the table rather than anything else. What are you looking forward to, Sam? Is this something that you're willing to stick around for the ride on, or if it's on when you're here, you'll watch it, or that one? Well, what would you be looking forward to on this show? We watch more of it in the future with you.
Just the progression, see where they're going to go. I'm anxious to see when they're going to meet Dr. Bias, because they haven't even met him yet. They've heard of him, but they've never met him.
Yeah,
that's the other thing I'm looking forward to. More development of the main big bad.
Yeah. You know he's got to be bad if he's walking around in heels.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he's got heels on his spaceship.
Yeah, he's just pissed off because the arches in his foot are just screaming at him.
Yeah, well, one or the other. So, folks, we are now up to episode 4 on Live Man, and we sincerely hope that you are watching along with us, that you guys enjoy it. Of course, as always, share, like, subscribe, all the things that you do here on YouTube. Once we hit 100 subscribers, we get to actually attach a name to the channel in the address bar, so we don't have to tell people to just search for ECS Network on YouTube. So please subscribe, spread the word. Pick yourself up a cool t-shirt or some such similar over on cafepress.com/ECS Network. Next thing on the agenda is some lighting to help us out around here. So we would love to get some help with that. Feel free to jump on and do that. Feel free to check out Will and Josh over on Chopsaki Cinema here on Wednesdays. As this is going up, I think you guys, let's see, yesterday would have been Ghost Dog, so y'all are just wrapping up Wu-Tang month.
Yeah, that would be the end of Wu-Tang month, and somewhere in there will be the start of comedy. Because we figured we've done enough depressing and horrible shit right now, so we figured it'd be a change.
Yeah, they went from Hooray for Vengeance to like the Wu-Tang, the movies that the Wu-Tang Clan sampled.
It was more or less like shit ton of revenge flicks. Like it was like random stuff, revenge, and then two of the three were revenge flicks, which were John Wick and one of my favorites, which is The Man from Nowhere.
And then y'all did Hooray for Vengeance month.
Yeah, we did that, which was kind of my dumbass idea, so I'm sorry about all of that.
Don't be sorry. Old Boy is I think the second or third highest rated video on our channel at the moment.
I don't see how. But okay. And then we did Wu-Tang. Then we did Wu-Tang month, and now we're gonna be doing like a month of like comedy. So should be interesting.
Bring everybody back from the brink.
Yes. So and of course, look forward to seeing more of Sam on our Sailor Moon episodes, and we'll drag her on here for occasional other Toku stuff as well.
If you want to come, like, chill with us.
Don't do it. Run as fast as possible.
They're trying.
Don't look back.
I know Chris and David and crew are trying to get her over to 8-Star Anime at some point.
They are, and I'm being slack.
I mean, but if you're, in all seriousness, if you have something you would like to watch with like us, go for it. Just let us know something. Let me know something, because we usually do it at my house. And I don't know.
And if you guys want to check it out,
so there's that part.
Check them out on Wednesdays on Chopsaki Cinema, and of course Fridays. So tomorrow is 8-Star Anime here on the ECS Network. So please check all that stuff out. Until next time, folks, I am Mike.
Wait.
Sam.
We'll see you next time for more Electric City Sentai Denzicaster.